Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Josh.
And
this is a pineapple. Alright guys, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Pineapple. We have already watched Chapter 10 of Mandalorian. And we always have that one question. Is this the way? So picking up from the last episode, Chapter 9, this episode picks up with Mando and Baby Yoda still on that speeder. They end up getting attacked by bounty hunters, and as always, Mando kicks their butts. After that, he goes back to the depot, or on Tatooine, I'm assuming it's a depot, and he talks to Pili Moto. I think that's
butchering the name. We're butchering the name.
Probably how you pronounce the name. And he asks her if she can help him out finding more Mandalorians. Coincidentally, Frog Lady shows up, and she has info on Mandalorians, but Mando has to deliver her to her husband so they can continue their Frog Lady man race thing with their eggs. As they go on their travels, they are cornered, or just Rebel X-Wings show up, and they have reason to believe that Mando's ship is part of the Empire because it's not registered at all on any registries.
Right.
Mando runs away because he's scared, and he crash lands on an ice planet, as far as we know, called Crow's Nest, in the Mandalore sector of the galaxy. After that, Frog Lady wants to go take a hot bath in some hot pools, and Mando has to go chase her down, collect her little baby frog eggs.
It's because she's dying.
It's because she's dying.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, yes. And then, Baby Yoda is a little bit of a stinky, and decides to eat a spider. And then, they get chased by said spiders.
Nathan Drake style.
Nathan Drake style.
Third game.
And they almost die. A horrible, terrible death. But then they're saved by the rebels, who have reason to believe that Mando is actually a very good person. They leave him be. Mando sets back up into flight into the galaxy, continues his journey with Frog Lady.
Limping all the way. Limping through space. Because
the ship's...
Right. Because his ship is like destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's
perfect
total.
shot. Perfect shot.
They're all stuck in the, what did he call it? The
cockpit?
The cockpit, thank you. They're all stuck in the cockpit. Everything seems okay. Baby Yoda's still sneaking eggs. That rice is going to be gone before you know it.
Exactly.
But alright, nerds, to start off, I actually think I want to talk a little bit about the very beginning of the episode when Mando and the child meet, what's her name?
Pili Moto.
Pili Moto. See,
I hope that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know.
But we refer to her as Disney Park employee.
Disney Park employee, you're a great character. We love you. So he meets up with her at, actually, it looked like Mos Eisley Cantina.
They had to have been.
Which
they didn't really say it was, I don't think.
It didn't say
you watched
it
the second time through.
Right, I did. Just a few hours ago, actually. But anyways, it very much looked like Mos Eisley from the distance, and then when he actually got there, it looked spot on to Mos Eisley Cantina from the original trilogy, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. Like, I
believe it was absolutely a throwback because I believe that was the seat that Greedo and Han sat in.
I believe
the
so
original
too.
Trilogy.
Could be wrong, but
it could be wrong, and I haven't really done any more research to figure that out exactly, but I think it is.
But no, it looked very good. It was a very cool nostalgia moment, and like, it's where all the big adventures begin, in a sense. So it was just a really nice throwback, which actually, Josh, leads us to our new character in the series, which is
Frog Lady.
Frog Lady. We love Frog Lady.
We don't like Frog Lady.
He's so great.
Listen, if anyone likes Frog Lady, most people that are watching the videos right now actually know us, so please talk to me about Frog Lady if you like her, because there's some things I find, and she's trying to continue her legacy and her babies and try and keep them surviving. Baby Yoda's an idiot and eating them, but she's still one of the most annoying characters I have seen in just watching TV shows in a while. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV, but she's just
hashtag sequel Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Hashtag sequel Jar Jar.
She's the man.
I like Jar Jar, but that level of annoying.
Right, exactly. She's just
right up there.
And her name's Frog Lady.
Right, she's literally just yeah.
I mean, it's in all fairness, she probably has a real name, and Mando just doesn't know it. But she's still in the subtitles. She's Frog Lady. So she's frog lady speaking. Okay, thanks.
No, I totally agree with you, Josh. I think it's very funny because, like, Jon Favreau and the whole crew, I think they've done a very good job at pushing what they want for characters.
Yep.
So she's probably supposed to be, like, kind of obnoxious in that way. She's probably very designed to be that way. But
Maybe.
they do it so well that it works.
Mhm.
So it's like, despite her having a good cause and wanting to save her kind, she comes off as absolutely mental and absolutely obnoxious. And I feel bad for saying that, because you want to feel bad for her.
Yeah.
But, like,
it's one of those things. And then, like...
She got me when she started hopping away from the spiders.
Yeah.
That was the part where she just, like, she went full Twilight vampire. And I was
also-
like, what is going on right now?
I'd also like to mention that somehow she's smart enough to reprogram a droid so she can speak. Maybe it's not hard. I don't really know enough about reprogramming
It was
droids.
sketchy, especially with the blaster at the end. She was very sketch, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
On the track of Frog Lady, listen, Baby Yoda eating eggs was messed up. Okay, it was cute, but it was also just like maybe the first time, but then like every second, Baby Yoda's got a egg in his hand and
That
he's
was a little
sucking
awkward,
in his
though.
face.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I get what they were going for.
But you're telling me
Why?
she didn't notice?
Yeah.
Like, terrible parenting right there.
Actually, I actually saw a video over this week, and the guy, I think the theory was sort of a little funky, but he actually theorized that he was putting it in his mouth / like body to keep them warm, but it doesn't really make sense because the amount he put into his body and at the size that he is doesn't really make that much sense.
Well, I know it's a
But
different...
this is theory,
Yeah.
and I think it would be a broken theory even if it was actually what happened.
Well, the thing I'd like to mention is I didn't figure this out till second time watching, put the dots together. What is the only thing we've ever seen the child eat?
Frogs.
Frogs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I know it's technically a different species because they were actual frogs, but,
Froggy
like...
boys.
Froggy boys. Eats little froggy boys.
Yep.
And, like, so it just made sense. So it might have... I don't know. I don't know where they were going with that, but I found it weird, too. I found it weird.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It didn't make me hate the episode.
No, I
It was weird.
I loved the episode. The episode was great. I am not at all trying to knock the scene. It was just very funky. Alright, next we're going to talk about when Razor Crest was going through space and out of literally nowhere, 2 X-Wings come out and we're like, uh-oh, this is either good or very bad. And
But we know it's really bad.
yeah, it ended up being both very bad and very good, and we know the Rebels are good, and that they're just trying to do their job, really.
Which, yeah, very good, Josh, because that's a great point. They did a very good job at making them seem good.
Mhm.
Like, they didn't do a whole flip where it was like, oh, the New Republic is actually evil, and it was no better than it
Yeah.
used to be in the Empire. It's still showing that it's like, yeah, there's some rough patches, but the reason there's rough patches is, at the end of the day, our current heroes are criminals. So,
Exactly.
so it's like, of course, we have a slightly different idea of what the Republic looks like, but they still came off as good guys, just wanted to do their job. It's just, listen, we just need to run your plates, so to speak.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
we
like-
need to run your plates, make sure you're not evil. That's
we
all
don't-
we're doing.
We don't want to. It's not that we don't trust you, man. We have to do it. And then Mando pulls off. They're like, oh, come on. And they.
And it was
It's
like,
like, it's like a cop when he's trying to arrest someone or ask him
Yeah.
questions. The person takes off and he's like, yeah, make my day harder, and you have to chase after him because it's their job.
Yep.
Yep. And I think that was great, just like showing that they truly aren't bad. They're just trying to do their job.
Absolutely.
Mando doesn't even necessarily think they're bad either.
Mhm.
He's just like, hey, I don't have the time for this, nor do I have the evidence that I'm not part of the Empire, so I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And he makes the stupid decision, or the uninformed decision, to go down to Crow's Nest, the ice planet.
Mhm.
So.
Which actually leads us, I think, to the next point is the actual Razor Crest.
Mhm.
I know we've kind of touched on it, not really, but one long-standing that I've thought about the Razor Crest is they never try to make it something it's not. Like, it's not the Millennium Falcon. It's
Mhm.
not the most elegant or functional ship in the galaxy. Like, it's a good ship. It's a really good ship. Otherwise, Mando wouldn't have it. But it's bulky. It's bulky and it's awkward, and they do a very good job at making it bulky and awkward. And it shows that he has to rely more on his piloting skills than the actual ship,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I thought. What do you think?
again, I love the ship because it's already like an iconic ship, and I'm glad by the end of the episode it wasn't actually like in disrepair. I mean, it is in disrepair, but he was able. He was able to take off with the ship and still use it. And it's great that it's just like a hunk of junk and Mando just has to make do with it. But I'm glad it's not destroyed because I love the ship still, even though it's sort of a hunk of junk. It's sort of the great part about the ship. And it does have good parts, but like it literally has carbonite freezing chambers in it and like carbonite storage. Like that's just cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But by the end, I'm very curious to see chapter 11 how when he,
because it'll play into it.
When he lands, what's gonna happen? Is he just gonna somehow be able to land sort of easily, or just, and then the ship's more destroyed?
Right. And how big is it gonna be to the episode? Like, because obviously they're gonna have to touch base on it, where it's like, are we gonna be able to fix it?
Right.
How long are we gonna be able to wait till it's fixed? So that's gonna be very interesting going forward, seeing. Will we see more of the Razor Crest, at least in this season? Like, I think it's a fair question.
Like, exactly. Is it going to be, come chapter 11, that opening, are they going to have to do another crash landing in whatever planet they're landing on? Hopefully the actual one that Frog Lady is getting delivered, because I don't want to see more of her face. I'm kidding.
Right.
But, like, is it going to be another crash landing, or is he going to have like a rough landing, but he's going to be able to land on a landing pad, and it's going to probably fall over maybe. The way the ship is right now, literally going like that, I don't see it landing right. I really don't. Unless they somehow repair it more in space in their travels, I don't really know how that would work. But like the flaps are literally flopping off, the back compartment's hanging.
He said the only safe place is the cockpit right now. The only safe place. So like if it comes off, they're done. Which means they're probably
maybe they die in the next episode.
Maybe, yeah. Mandalorian season 2, halfway through, it's just the new characters that were confirmed, and it's their story now because they see the wreckage of the child and the Mandalorian, and it's just a new show. It just right there, Rebels season 8. I don't know what season Rebels is on. I'm sorry, I don't know what season Rebels is on. I do like the show, I really do. I just brain fart, don't know, but. On a more serious note... I can
tell you Clone Wars had 7 seasons. But...
Yep, that I do know. But wrapping up the Razor Crest, I think from a story perspective, we're not going to see them get attacked again in it.
No.
At least until it's repaired. If they do, I think it'd be very brilliant the way they'd have to do it. But I don't see them getting attacked again.
It's even possible because, again, the characters that are rumored for Chapter 11, which we're literally going to watch after this video, characters that are confirmed for the series, whether it be later on in the series, this episode later on, are some Mandalorians, just some characters that might be able to help him repair the ship. Who knows? Maybe he'll be able to either get a new ship or repair that ship and make it better, or he'll just get an entirely different ship, and that's the end of the Razor Crest. Who knows? But with that, we'll find out, and we'll get back to you on that. So, after meeting the rebels, they crash land on Crow's Nest. And, after that, the ship is in absolute disrepair, as we just discussed. So, Mando is trying to figure out where to go next from here. He's trying to repair the ship. The child's being sort of, not a nuisance, but he's being a child. He's just wandering around doing his thing.
He's much more comfortable with the atmosphere now.
Exactly, he's more comfortable. And he's actually trying to do something rather helpful. He's trying to tell Mando, he's like, hey, Frog Lady just left the ship. Come on, she left the ship with their babies. Trying to warm up. And Mando's like, dude, chill out. I'm trying to repair the ship. And he's like, man, then Baby Yoda wanders off. He's like,
I'll find her.
He's like, fine. So then Din Djarin has to go chase after the child. And that's when he sees Frog Lady naked.
In a hot spring.
And he's like, we gotta go, we gotta repair the ship, which I understand because you have no clue what's lurking in the shadows, i.e. massive spiders. So they take out the eggs and Baby Yoda eats a spider as he discussed in the summary. And the spiders. Let me tell you something before we touch on the spiders. Actually, we're touching on the spiders. I wasn't really screaming, I was like, oh my gosh, spiders. But like, I can tell you this, we watched it with our family, as we said.
Screaming.
Everybody. Zach, our friend, his wife, my parents. freaking out over the spiders.
All
Like,
screaming.
I'm like-
Josh is there like,
I'm like-
just watch
like-
the episode.
like I get it. It's scary spiders. Believe me, they were freaky. But I'm like, just watch it. It's okay. They're not gonna die. There's no way they're gonna kill off the characters. So I was chill. But let me tell you, they were like almost to a point like not upset at the show, but like they're like grossed out. And it was hilarious to watch. I think. Anyways,
I was less grossed out, but I was freaked out because that kind of scene.
so many spiders. So many spiders.
Yeah, I could be wrong, and I recognize I could be wrong. It's just a me thing, but I am almost convinced that they got that idea from the movie Aliens, when like they're coming out of like the ceilings and like the air shafts and all that, because I haven't had that kind of suspense, even though I know the characters are probably gonna live,
Right.
in a really long time. Like, they know how to do suspense. That got me.
Yeah.
It got me the second time when I watched it too. I thought, okay, the jump scenes are gone now. We know they live. No, it's one of those things. It's made the list. Like, I'm still there. Like, go, 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 go! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Like,
Yeah.
So suspenseful.
It's a
So
frog lady,
good
like just
job.
fall, trip, get eaten by spiders.
So far, it is my favorite scene, like elongated scene, in season 2.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the scene that made me actually like this episode more than the debut episode last time, which is saying a lot because their debut episode for season 2 also amazing.
Right.
But this scene, that's what I have to say about that. I loved
Scary
that spider
spiders.
scene. It
So,
was terrifying.
Carrying on with the spider scene, they rush into the ship and he's using his flamethrower, doing all means necessary to just try to kill these things and survive.
Which was what was scary.
Which is
The
it's
flamethrower didn't do anything.
absolutely. I mean, it was doing something, but there were so many spiders. It wasn't. And moving on from that, then all of a sudden there's blaster fire and like, who are they? I was hoping it might have been someone else, but with episode 2, it really didn't matter much.
We could tell. By
Right.
the blaster sounds, we could tell.
Right. So then it was the rebels. Dave Filoni was actually apparently a rebel.
Which is
Apparently
pretty cool.
he lives in a galaxy far, far away.
Should we call them rebels or should we call them New Republic fighters?
Yeah, that's true. It's
Like,
I was actually
technically they're not
considering
rebels,
that. It's-
like-
they're not rebels anymore. They are part of the New Republic.
Right. So New Republic fighters, but rebels is just so we know them as the rebels. So
Yeah.
it's like,
But technically,
Anyways,
they were part of the New Republic, and they helped them out. And then they had a conversation. It's like, hey, we heard what you did, and you
both good and bad.
both good and bad. We're like, we trust you enough. We believe that you're just doing good, and you're trying to survive for your little baby green boy. And we're gonna let you go. If you need help,
Yeah.
we're here. Like they
And
sort of
Mando's
offered
like,
help.
yeah. And Mando's like, oh great, so you're gonna help me repair my ship, and
Right.
I'll help you with the bounty. They're just like,
No,
no,
no, we're
no.
going.
Fix your tracker, or we'll blow you out of the sky next time. Bye. They lift off, and like I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow,
It's pretty good.
that was kind of a bad move.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Then they, Mando repairs his ship a little better. Somehow, no, I think when they lift off, the giant spider's still on top and it slides off, I think.
Right. He
you watch
could do
it.
anything about it. That's why when he looked back, that scene got me too, because it was that epitome of, they seriously are leaving me to do this on my own.
Like, clean up.
Look at what I have to, like, you could see the body language. He was sighing. His entire body was sighing, just staring at it, just like, great. Just great.
And that's a great thing about the Mandalorian. You don't really see his face often, but like they do a well enough job on body language stuff that you can feel the character enough in scenes. But anyways, they lift off after repairing the ship just a tad because he really doesn't have enough supplies to literally repair what needs to be repaired because it's virtually impossible to repair that on Ice Planet with little tiny tools. So they lift off, and like I said in the summary, they just lift off and they go off. Just the ship's
Limp away.
literally limping and terrible. So we'll see what happens in this next episode with the Razor Crest and the rest of the crew. Hopefully Frog Lady dies. I'm kidding. I hope she survives. I hope they have a nice, warming, heartfelt moment with her husband.
Oh, like we said, it was a great episode. Surprisingly, Josh, there wasn't like a lot that actually happened.
Yeah.
Like there was only what 1, 2, 3 major scenes I would argue that really happened throughout the episode, and it wasn't very fast paced. I mean, it was at the end, obviously, but like, not too much happened, but a lot happened,
Right.
which is kind of cool. But like, of course, no questions
And
are
it was-
answered yet.
It was
but-
10 minutes shorter as
Yeah.
well as the last episode.
So that's my only complaint, I think, is I wish we continued to pump out episodes that long for
The rest of the
the,
series.
the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Because it was nice having that extra time. But, like, I'm not going to complain, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just,
So,
it's bittersweet. But it's okay.
It was also very nice to see the child use the Force again, very subtly.
Yeah,
but he
very
did use the
subtly.
Force. He put his hand on the glass to the little baby frog eggs, and they
Yeah.
sort of drew in a little bit.
It was
Whether
very
that
nice.
was actually the Force or not, it's possible it wasn't, and it just sort of floated. But
I would argue it was, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you that it would probably be the Force.
Mhm.
With that being said, that's the episode covered. So, what are our future thoughts? What are we planning to expect? I saw spoilers, so Zach, don't look at me for guidance. You just talk. This is not my thing. 10 seconds of spoilers is enough to ruin your day, people.
Yeah, 2 seconds of spoilers is enough to ruin your day.
That's true.
Scrolling 0.1 second is enough to ruin your day.
Has this happened to
I
you?
would argue. Once.
It's-
Anytime
yeah,
something
when-
new
when-
is even close to coming out, I cut social media as much as I can.
I'm not going to
I'm
give
a-
spoilers for
yeah.
this other thing, but Miles Morales. They released a picture on a character, which I'm not going to say because they released a character before the game was even out. Like, I don't want to know that character's in the game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Even the makers of the game were spoiled the game.
Okay, I get
You
it.
know what?
No, I get it.
Ranting on spoilers is going to take forever, so let's get these future thoughts out.
Yeah, so future thoughts.
We've covered this in the last episode, so I mean, it's pretty much just.
What do we think for the very next episode?
Yeah, I mean, and
I
we've
think
already
there's
discussed that with like the Razor Crest almost like the crashing. And
right. I think it's fair to assume that we might see maybe one of the confirmed characters for this next episode. It's not a guarantee. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they
Okay.
wait till at least
Stuff. Like even chapter 12.
12. Yeah,
Because it is only the third episode.
right.
So.
Either way, I definitely think that this next episode's gonna look very different, just because
Yes.
we are.
I think it's
like-
gonna be differently paced because these other episodes have been rather like slowly paced, which is not a bad thing. And we've discussed how we like that
This
slow
is the
pace.
episode that'll pick up.
This is gonna launch that pace out of the water,
So-
which isn't a bad thing either.
Right, which I don't mind that at all. I mean, what more can we say about it? It's going great so far, I
Exactly.
think. Like, there are a few things I'm a little worried, but 2 episodes in,
You're always
three
gonna be
counting
worried when
today,
it comes with
I'm
things.
always going to be worried just because of the current era we're in with different things. But so far, I'm very impressed, like before. Can't wait to see what they do with Razor Crest. Can't wait to see what they do with the child.
With
Yeah.
that being said, is it the way?
It is the way.
And this is a pineapple.